Tompkins back for Catalans. Ben Garcia starts in suspension. And the headline team news for Leigh, as you can see, Gareth O'Brien, who's missed the last 3 because of concussion protocols, is back in the starting lineup. Ben McNamara is on the bench. And we are underway at the Stade Gilbert Brutus. It's Catalan against the Leigh Leopards, with Catalan looking for their first win in 7, and Leigh looking for the win, which will put them 3rd in the Super League table.
Yeah, that's the carrot for the Leigh Leopards. You have to be very, very disciplined when you come to the south of France. It's notorious for, you know, the crowd getting on the back of the referee, but you have to be able to complete your sets, be disciplined with and without the ball. This is Catalan Dragons outfit, you know, obviously they train in these conditions more than their opposition for sure. And they should be able to handle these. You know, you talk about the water breaks. Perhaps the heat might be key here tonight for Catalan.
Yeah, we shall see. It's interesting because of the heat. The Leigh squad flew out on Wednesday to try and get used to the searing heat and humidity, and temperatures have touched over 100 degrees. It was Tompkins with the kick downfield, picked up by Darnell McIntosh for Leigh. Decent opening set for the Dragons. As Joel Tompkins was saying, it's all about possibly not the confidence not evaporating when they get on the field. It's all well and good training well, but if you get on that field and start getting behind, you know what it's like. A winning run is great, a losing run is difficult to break out of.
Yeah, it certainly is. And you know, you look at the last few performances and the manner that they've been beaten. As I say in sports, Stuart, you know, you can train like Tarzan but play like Jane, and that's what they've been doing at the moment. And this will help, you know, the Catalan Dragons forcing the first mistake.
You can see there the camaraderie between the Catalan players. And you and I were talking off there, it was Lamb's pass. It may well have been Frankie Holton who put the ball down, but just the very presence of Sam Tompkins will make a difference, I'm sure.
Oh, look, he's a winner. He's a leader. There's no doubt about that. You know, but he isn't, you know, you'd be a fool to think that just Sam Tompkins on his own can sort out what's been happening. There has to be a process that the Dragons have to go through, and only time will tell. You know, you would imagine that, I mean, you'd almost imagine, Stuart, that season 2025 is done for them. There's a long, long way to go if they're going to climb into that playoff position.
Move now, Frankie. Walk on all the way, wait, hold, go to.
There is Chris Satai. An opportunity for the Dragons early doors. Just important to start well, isn't it? That's been the problem for Catalan in the last 4 or 5 weeks.
Well, the problem is they've only scored 1 try in the last 4 games, and they've been conceding heavy numbers. 68 last week, 40s and 30 plus.
Well, it's on the last. The ball goes back to Rouget. Interesting call to drop Theo Farge. Rouget in at scrum half. Play on, says the referee. And it's picked up by Rouget. And it's Laguerre who puts a little cross kick over, and it's taken in the end by Armstrong behind his own post. Well, they had a go, and you can see Armstrong there with his knee and his thigh all strapped. He was a doubt up until lunchtime, David Armstrong, but such a key component in what Leigh do, especially with ball in hand. Yeah, 4 minutes gone, 0-0.
Yeah, 2 tries last week from David Armstrong. He's electric, he's so quick, his balance is incredible. The kick from Laguerre just means that it was a 7-tackle set, and look at this. He's just rolling in behind the ruck, just gaining momentum. Decent carry from Mulhern.
Yeah, Mulhern's had a terrific season, hasn't he? And so has that man, Owen Trout, rewarded for his efforts by Sean Wayne. A call-up to the England squad. Everyone looks forward to the Ashes in the autumn. Pape then at dummy half. Last one for Leigh in this set. There's a little chip by O'Brien. It's well taken. Well, the challenge came in from Gareth O'Brien. It may well have been a little high. I think it will be a penalty. And Makinson, I think, was going to ground, wasn't he? Didn't catch him.
He makes a meal of it though, doesn't he? Tommy, he convinces the referee that he's caught him perhaps with a little bit more, but you're right, he just brushes over the top of his head. And the penalty's given away, but that'll be disappointing for Adrian Lamb because it was a wonderful set. You think from where they started, that 7-tackle set to finish just 3 meters away from the home team's line, and they give away a penalty.
There is Darrell Latour. Confidence of giving him a start, have no doubts. Joel Tompkins, lots of desire and hunger. Play on. Here is Rouge. I think that's what he wants to see more from his halfback, running with the ball.
Yeah.
The Costa at dummy half. They've played at quite a pace considering the conditions. Wind of joining us, temperatures over 90 degrees Fahrenheit at the Stanfield Bed Brutus. Here is Chris Safai. 2 tackles left in the set. Luke Keary. Good run again from Arthur Romano, playing in the second row, normally in centre, which is why he wears 3 on his back. And there is the kick from Keary. Good take again, under pressure from Makinson. I think he caught him high as he was taking the ball, but Armstrong again with a good take, but I think it may well have been, there may have been a blocker, a defending blocker. We're not too sure. We'll have a look at that.
I'm struggling to see where that is. Perhaps it was the collision with Tommy Makinson, and we couldn't quite tell.
It was the other way round.
Yeah, we couldn't quite tell. There's a player falls down in back play, probably obstructing Tommy's line. The penalty's given away. I thought, you know, for the pictures we've seen, I thought it was a harsh one.
Well, Liam Rush, I've no doubt. It's a Catalan penalty.
Well, it comes off the back of a second penalty. You think about the one that was given on the high shot on Tommy Makinson. They roll down that end of the field and give away another penalty. I mentioned when you come to the south of France, that is probably the one main focus for teams. Do not let Catalan get a roll on, and particularly when it's hot.
Hi, Chris.
And Makinson, prolific point scorer, prolific trophy winner in his time at St Helens, and a former teammate, of course, of Kyle Amor. But he
that's where I was at, to be honest.
Took over the goal-kicking duties a lot, didn't he? So you would expect a kicker of his style and standard to open the scoring here.
Oh dear, oh dear.
Poor one. Well, commentators cursed, but that was a really disappointing kick from Makinson. So it stays at 0-0, and a chance has gone. Let's have another look. Well, it may well have been a Bryan there, actually. He was stood in front of Makinson, so yeah, well spotted by Liam Rush. Couldn't see it at first. The first glimpse on the pictures that we got, but yeah, definitely a block by Gaz O'Brien, but Leigh get away with it. 0-0 it stays, and you just wonder how important that miss will prove to be later on. 8 minutes gone. Costa. There's certainly a lot more intent and purpose behind the Catalan performance so far. There is Cottridge. He was picked out by Kyle before as being one of the shining lights in what's been a dark time for the Catalan Dragons. Safai it was who drove the ball forward. Here is Rouge now. Seguier, big day for him. His 100th Super League appearance for the Catalan Dragons. 2 tackles left in the set. Safai now looking to offload, but well wrapped up, and had to be.
That's a great tackle there from Owen Trout.
On the last end, again, Keary goes high. Armstrong will come up for it. It may well have come off Armstrong, and it's picked up in the end. Picked up well, wasn't it?
There's been a couple of those kicks there where I've been watching David Armstrong. When the ball's in the air, the sun must be beaming down in his eye because he keeps putting his hand up to block it almost. And on that occasion, he loses the ball. Catalan play on, and they force a goal line dropout.
Well, Arthur Gawi was in the right place at the right time, wasn't he? He reacted well, so it is a goal line dropout, but encouraging start. There's Adrian Lamb looking on, but his opposite number, Joel Tompkins, will be He'll be happy with the way that his team has started. Let's see if they can put points on the board. Last 4 Super League games, 6 points scored, and they couldn't get the ball from the dropout. And it's instances like that, as Armstrong runs the ball forward for Leigh, that kind of sums up the sloppiness of Catalans season.
Yeah, we've seen that so many times in season 2025, the short dropout. And it favours the Leigh Leopards as they look to cross over the 40-metre line, away from their own end through Darnell McIntosh. And what a game he had last week as well. A try, 164 metres in 13 carries is a big effort. And here's Trout.
Yeah, Trout's been outstanding. Especially since he's been moved to the second row, and Lamb involved, and O'Brien, and here is New, and what a season Tessie New has had for the Leigh Leopards. Top try scorer, caused a lot of problems. Balls with O'Brien. He goes high, and Tompkins takes it well under pressure. But Leigh's starting to build into this game. Holton was there on the charge, but confident take from Sam Tompkins at the back for the Dragons.
Yeah, decent chase from Lachlan Lamb and Frankie Holton. As soon as Tompkins collects that ball, they're straight on him.
They've recruited well, haven't they, with New and Liu, Creek of Arcade, Offa and Gary coming in as well, Ethan O'Neill on the bench, and the man who's responsible for bringing most of these players in, Chris Chester, has now gone to Castleford, but he's done a fine job for the Leigh Leopards for sure. Rouget having to kick into no man's land, really, picked up by Armstrong, and here is Keenan Brand for the Leigh Leopards. 0-0 at the Stanfield Bed Brutus.
There's not been, too much between the two teams at the moment. If Leigh can sort of sharpen up on those little soft penalties they've given away, then you have to say that they're carrying with a little bit more intent and purpose as Mulhern. And what a season he's had. You talk about key performers. Since leaving Warrington, he's gone up another level. A 6-again-1, and they look to move the ball out to the left with Holton.
Well, this is the first real opportunity now, with a full set in the back for Leigh. Pape. And here is Offa and Gary. Match-winning try a week ago at Wakefield. The dangerous Pape switches play. Wham! With a little sidestep, and always dangerous with ball in hand is Lockie Lamb. Tompkins slowing down the play as much as possible and pays the price because it's another set restart. Tompkins thought he got away with it, but he hasn't. Right on now, the Catalan line. First chance, first real chance. It was Liu, and now it's Trout who goes to the line.
Good tackle. Romano.
O'Brien! It was Tompkins, and Tompkins came across, Da Costa came across as well. The 2 Leigh players down. Hadley gets up. O'Brien it was.
It was Alex Da Costa.
Da Costa round O'Brien.
But I'm not too sure if it is high, Stuart.
No, and Carey actually brought down Hadley because he thought he had the ball.
A penalty's been given for a high tackle.
Harsh.
But again, I think that's harsh. I really do. It'll be interesting to see what Leigh do here, whether they decide to take the 2 or do they carry on running. If I was playing at Leigh, I'd run the ball because the Dragons' defence has been woeful in recent weeks.
Exactly what they're doing, offering Gary. He's lost the ball. He's lost the ball, and look at the celebration from the Catalan players. Well, they turned down the 2, and I think they may well be. Are they going to look at a captain challenge here? Well, I think they are. Yeah, Tompkins getting a little riled as well. Offering Gary with a smile. I think it's a captain challenge. Let's see what happens. Chris Kendall's the video ref.
At 10 seconds. It's longer than 10 seconds because Sam blocked my view to the captains of that conversation.
going by frame. Keep going. Keep going. Okay, pause it at this point, please. Pause it now. Okay, at this point, the ball has come away from his grip with his right hand, and he has not got the ball with his left hand. His challenge unsuccessful.
Look, I'm going to speak to Sam as well.
It's been lost into the Catalan.
Well, there you go. Chris Kendall with the explanation.
Unsuccessful.
They've lost their captain challenge as well. I think also
yes, mate.
you've got to have a word with Sam Tompkins and with Lachlan Lamb about.
This is now your warning. Do not want my view to be forbidden, and do not try to get me to stop the game coming together with Lachlan.
Well, there you go. They're telling Sam Tompkins basically to stop trying to run the game.
Yeah, there's a little bit of spice involved in a couple of plays there. You know, Tompkins at front and centre of it. But often Gowitt is deemed to have dropped the ball. And a huge sigh of relief for the Dragons. 13 minutes gone though, Stuart. They've lost the captain's challenge.
Yeah. There's been some wasteful challenges down the 2025 season. For sure, as you say, with just 15 minutes on the clock.
Move together! Hold it! Wait!
The Leigh Leopards have lost theirs.
Stay quick, Leigh!
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Sam Tompkins, a fiery character and the old pro as well. And he's already made a difference for me. Penalty for lying on in a tackle. A Pappy and Mulhern, the guilty men.
This is just feeding into the Dragons' hands, Stu. Reacting to a little bit of needle in there and then giving penalties away. We would have liked a little bit more on that kick with the Dragons.
Yeah, you played against Sam. He's the old pro, isn't he?
Oh, he knows what he's doing. Absolutely. Make no mistake about that.
But he's also made a difference for me. You know, just the way that they're playing. A bit more fire in the belly from the Dragons. Here is Rouget now, and Seguier brought down midway inside the Leigh half, offering Gowitt was with the tackle. Here is Keary now, looking to go through the gap, but Keary, of course, breaking the Catalan Dragons duck with that consolation try a week ago at Hockeyard. Now here's Rouget, opportunity for Seguier, close to the line. Last tackle, last chance maybe for Catalan. Looking for the first points of the game. Tompkins arrows the kick towards the far side. Ball goes backwards. Comes out now to Darrell Latour. Can he find a way through? Good scrambling defence there from Leigh. Had to be as well. Keenan Brand, Gareth O'Brien stopping Darrell Latour. Okay. And it remains 0-0.
Yeah, it does, and some wonderful edge defence on that right edge. You don't quite get the catch right, but there's enough shirts in and around there showing desperation to defend their own line. But I actually thought the play earlier, it looked like Cesar Rouge could have just walked in.
Fatal hesitation, wasn't it? A gap open forward. The Papo, Armstrong at dummy half. Mulhern. They just look a lot more hungry. They look up for the fight tonight, the Catalan Dragons.
Oh, no, they do. There's definitely a difference out there as they look to explore this right edge through Hanley, who breaks a couple of tackles.
Well, Myra Hanley had another fine season so far. It's Lamb, left-footed. It's a really good kick. It's an excellent kick. Bounces awkwardly. Leigh have got hold of it with O'Brien, but it'll still be the last. Well, they got it. It's an awesome kick, wasn't it, from Lockie Lamb? And again, we talk about fatal hesitation. Let that ball bounce.
Oh, yeah, they just let the rugby ball bounce, and it lands in Gareth O'Brien's hands. But Cesar Rouge is straight there. It's a bit difficult at the moment, Stu, just to see where the opening or who's going to come up with the opening to this game. It's been played at a good pace.
Reminding you, in 2 or 3 minutes' time, there will be a water break because of the searing heat. in Perpignan. Now, I mentioned Luke Carey before, 313 minutes without scoring any points. An unwanted Super League record before Carey scored that try at Holcare. Partington, brought down by Holton. And it's Carey now, and Darren Latour looking for a way through. O'Brien and Hanley with the tackle. And again, lifting that kick to put Armstrong under pressure. Ball not backwards.
Still 5 off his head. Still 5.
Well, it's still the last one. So Carey this time with a kick towards this side, and a great take by Darnell McIntosh. And here now is new for Leigh. And a good period of play, you've got to say, in attack and defence.
Yeah, well, they're favouring kicks over to the Leigh right edge. Tommy Makinson switched over to playing on the left. He's causing all sorts of havoc there, just batting the ball back, keeping it alive. And the crossfield kick from Carey, Darnell McIntosh collects and then able to have the presence of mind. But what about this for a kick here? That is a brilliant, brilliant kick. Momentum changing.
Yeah, Tompkins is pushed back behind his own line. Celebration there from Lockie Lamb. That was, well, it was a kick out of this world. And Sam had to motor back just to save the day for the Catalan Dragons. But what a kick.
Boys, water break. Edwin, water break.
Well, the water break has landed kindly here for the Dragons because they're unable to reset and regroup. I actually think this is a bit of a poor call. There's 30 seconds before the 20-minute mark. But that kick, yeah, look at that. It's an absolute monster. And it almost deserves for Leigh to have another set off the back of this. But they go to a cooling break. It's disappointing from a Leigh perspective, that.
It's hard work, and it's hot as well. If you are just joining us, temperatures over 90 degrees, worth mentioning. And there will be a water break midway through each half, but as Kyle mentioned, it come at the right time for the Dragons, looking to snap a 6-game losing run, but so much at stake as we go into the second half of the season. Leigh's defeat, of course, on Friday night against St Helens opens the door again for Leigh. It was Darrell Latour who got close. Armstrong safe at the back. Leigh have come close on a couple of occasions, haven't they, as well. Tommy Makinson has missed an easy penalty opportunity.
But we've yet to see a real one team having a set or a repeat set inside their opposition 20. The game is being played predominantly in that middle part of the field. And maybe it's Leigh Leopards' turn to finally get a decent set. You know, they threatened earlier, but then often Ngawe just loses the ball and they don't have a chance to build any momentum or pressure. And they might do this set.
Well, let's see. Carl mentioning as we reach the midway point of the first half.
And they've come up with another one here.
Another mistake.
They're shooting themselves in the foot.
What a good field position they got themselves in.
Again, but each time this is happening, the Dragons are just starting to believe a little bit more.
Let's have a look here. Yeah, it was they played the ball from Leigh, but you can see there Edwin Apape was already looking to his left before picking up the ball, wasn't he?
We've already seen a number of upsets over the last 24 hours. And you have to say, if Catalan were to win on home soil, you would call that an upset given where we are.
But Joel Tompkins will be thrilled with the effort and endeavour that he's seen from his side. 4 consecutive Super League games, all lost, nilled 3 times and conceding 190 points. But this is much more like it from the Catalan Dragons. Tompkins at one feeding Darrell Latour just shy of halfway. Here is Chris Satire. Pape and offering Gary with the tackle. Partington's just over halfway. Leigh stopping him in his tracks. Tompkins this time on the last goes high. Easy take for Armstrong. He's made a good impression. He's been another good signing, hasn't he, for the Leigh Leopards, David Armstrong?
He certainly has. Again, there's nothing more exciting than raw pace. And when he's presented an opportunity, boy, can he take it.
As we saw. The big win at Wakefield, and it looked like they were going to lose.
Well, you say a big win. I understand what you mean. Away from home in this competition at this level, it is a big win, is a big result. But you know, Leigh, the last two games against Wakefield and Huddersfield, have only won them by 4 points. So they're perhaps not travelling as well as what they'd like at the moment.
Yeah, but if it's going to be tight at the end of the season, a win is a win is a win. Play on, says the referee. There was Cottridge looking for a way through, and who was following up? Who was the leading chaser but Owen Trout? Brilliant from Trout to keep Cottridge and Catalan pinned back. A Pape it was on Makinson.
Again,
high shot.
Penalties and errors down this end of the field.
Mulhern and Leigh with the high tackle.
You have to sort that out. The message has to get out there. It's just a lazy arm. 23 minutes on the clock.
Okay, Chris, yeah. Sorry,
it's Isaac Leigh.
Damn it. Back, Frankie.
Big contingent from Leigh in the south of France. Big beach party planned as well, I believe.
And a big man fresh onto the field there into Vita Pangai Jr.
Well, he could make a difference. Super League's top offloader, but now the mistake is from Julien Bousquet. Bousquet and Pangai Jr. just come onto the field. Just simple. There's the ball, and down it goes.
Yeah, it's not what you want from your first involvement. He just loses the ball.
He gets behind the ball.
He returned last week in that heavy loss to Hull KR after missing the previous three.
Make sure you bind.
And when Catalan are doing well, Julien Bousquet is normally just rolling his troops down the field. 14th season with the Dragons. A huge player for the club.
We're good.
What a fantastic servant he's been. The 298th Catalan appearance. 3-1 the penalty count in Catalan's favour. There is often Gary just shy of halfway. 25 minutes gone. Yeah, there's been a lot of huff and puff, hasn't there? But as usual, there hasn't really been a clear-cut opportunity for either side to score a try. The closest we've come to points on the board, Makinson's penalty going wide of the post. Here is Lamb now. Rouget was there to make the tackle, along with Partington. Here is Leigh. Ever present. Been terrific, hasn't he? Veteran of over 270 games in the NRL. Without a charge down. Back to one. It was a charge down. Play on, and Darrell McIntosh will play on. It's a real chance now.
Well, this is the moment that the Leopards have been waiting for. A repeat set down this end of the field to really put the Dragons under the pump. Offengower, he lays it 8 metres away, Stu.
Pape. This is where he's really dangerous. They go to the short side. Little pass there, looking to Frankie Holton. A yard away, as close as they've been. Here is Lamb now. There's oceans of space, but Leigh couldn't get the ball out. Leigh plays it, a Pape down. Again, they go to the right. Hanley does well to take that from Armstrong, I think it was. Hanley looking to go through, and Tompkins brings it down with a bit of help from Bousquet and from Romano. It is the last one. Little kick through from a Pape. Mulhern just couldn't reach it. Well, Mulhern claiming there that he was pulled back. You know, on first view, I reckon he may have had a point. Let's have a look.
Well, they don't have a captain's challenge, Stu.
No.
And he's just inches away from the first score.
Pangai Jr. it was. Let's have another look at this. He just nudged him. A little nudge, wasn't it, from Pangai Jr. But no joy, no captain's challenge, no points, no try. It stays 0-0.
It stays 0-0, and let's credit the Dragons defensively there, answering 2 sets in a row against the Leigh side that do cause threats and have threats all over the park.
Move now, Robbie! Back, Tessie! Wait. Go one.
Bousquet.
2. Move,
Yeah,
Frankie.
as you say, brilliant.
Go 2.
The one club man, Julien Bousquet. Kiri.
3. Move, Frankie. Get
Suppose
square.
when you talk about
Clear
Luke
back.
Kiri, you've got to ask the
Wait,
question,
score
is the
3.
real Luke Kiri going to stand up and be counted for Catalan?
Okay.
He's been way off, hasn't he? Failed to really deliver. That's a good kick downfield, and Armstrong just about keeps it in play. Pounced on the ball, and then penalty given away by Rouget and by Kotrich. So a little bit of luck for Armstrong, but Leigh get the relieving penalty. You look puzzling.
Yeah, he's not looked comfortable under any kick, has he, tonight, Armstrong? Then it must have been a second effort there from Cesar Rouget.
Yeah, I think Rouget picked him up, didn't he?
It doesn't look a lot on that. But once again, the officials are in a better position than we are. And the penalty's given away. And both teams have been guilty in that department, down their opposite ends of the field.
Well, top 4 finish was the aim for Leigh at the start of the season. So far, so good.
Been fairly consistent at doing that.
Yeah.
2. Move now, Bailey. Back. Go 2.
After Amado may well have left the field.
And again, another penalty here. So I make that 3 apiece.
Tackled off the ball.
Isaac Liu. There's a tackle off the ball, says the referee, Liam Rush.
Mate, he tackles him off the ball. Off the ball.
Well, that's telling you, Sam.
Leigh, let's go!
So it is a penalty. Back-to-back penalties for the Leigh Leopards. O'Brien's kick takes place just inside the Catalan half of the field. We're about to enter the last 10 minutes. Energy sapping, isn't it?
It is in the heat as well. Been there on a number of occasions. It's such a difficult place to go at this time of year.
100 degrees earlier in the week. It's going to be 100 degrees next week as well. Relative comfort of 90 degrees tonight. Here is a Pape.
Julian, you're off.
And O'Brien. There's a set play on here. That's brilliant from Armstrong. And it'll be the first try for Tessie New for the Leigh Leopards. You sense it had been coming. Absolutely superb movement. And a 9th try of the season from New. And that was right off the training ground. And Leigh hit the front. Great try, 4-0.
Yeah, wonderful ball movement again. And I mentioned how important it is to be with discipline in the heat. It's the Dragons, though, who give away back-to-back penalties. But watch the catch and pass here from Lachlan Lamb. That is sensational. And then Armstrong's just able, as he's losing his balance, to ship the ball on out to the big man on the edge, Tessie New. He hasn't scored in the last 3 games, but he gets one here in the south of France, and it's the first one of the afternoon. It's 4-0. But the catch and pass here, Stu, look at that, under pressure. Sensational.
Well, the final pass came from Armstrong, but all the credit has to go to Lachlan Lamb. The most try assists in Super League, 21 so far. Technically, they'll probably give that to Armstrong, but I'll put that down as 22.
Yeah, it's his skill under pressure at 100 miles an hour that exposes the right edge. And Tessie knew. He just strolls in.
He's been around a bit, hasn't he now, Lachlan Lamb? His 90th appearance for Leigh at the Stade Gilbert Brutus, and noise around the club this week is that they're hoping the ink will be drying soon on a new 2-year contract for Lamb to stay with the club.
You'd have to throw the book at him.
Yeah.
Because once again, another season, and he's right up there.
Yeah. O'Brien off the touchline. That looks like an absolute belter from O'Brien, and it's 6 points to 0.
Yeah. And we were wondering which team was going to unpick the defence, but it comes to the away team. The penalty that was given away, first of all, from Sergent Rouge, and then in the middle of the field. And a couple of plays later, the Leopards go in the corner through Tessie New. And the Leigh Leopards lead 6-0 here as we enter the final 8 minutes in the south of France.
Well, the word from the sidelines is that Artur Romano might be done for the night with a hamstring injury. Well, Ben Garcia with a 4-match ban. Still no Whitehead, still no Tariq Sims. Theo Far's dropped. Oh, another penalty given away.
Again, I think that's harsh. Liam Rush is saying that he's tipped above the horizontal. And get another look at this. And the crowd don't like it either, Stuart. They're getting on top of the back of the referee now.
They can be vocal and hostile, and they usually are. The Catalan crowd, partisan, as you would expect.
Well, look, you always get told you've just got to react and play to the whistle. Next job mentality. And Catalan Dragons are going to have to defend inside the hardest part of the field, which is their own half.
They were looking for obstruction there. Catalan players and supporters. Played by Liu, and now O'Brien with the ball inside for Trout. Here is a Pape, that looks a little forward as well. Or did it look a lot forward? Play on, says the referee though. O'Brien now, and Lamb with the ball out, and that's a brilliant try in the corner from Keenan Brand. Sam Tompkins is going absolutely berserk with the referee. There may well have been a hint to a forward passing there, but that was terrific play from left to right. Leigh reckon they've got another. Keenan Brand reckons he scored. Craig Campbell will deliver the verdict.
We're just checking the grounding. Just go straight to the touchline, please. There's no obstruction regardless, so we're going straight to the grounding, please. Anything in the corner, maybe camera 1. If we go slow on this, please. Okay, we go back on this, please. Go back on this angle if we can. I may be able to rule it on this angle. If we go, yeah, camera 1. Okay, we go slow at the point, so the contact is a clean tackle. Okay, we're just looking at the right foot. If we just take it back, does the right foot hit the line? If we pause it as soon as the ball hits the ground, it appears to be off the ground there. Can we go back a couple of frames, please? Okay, and can we get this now? Can we go one more forward? Can we now look at this on camera 4, please? If we can get that angle on camera 4, please. We're looking at his right foot. His left foot is in the field of play. We're looking at his right foot to confirm that he's not on the line. If that's possible, if we can get that same frame on camera 4, please. Okay, as you can see here, Both feet are off the ground. I'm happy. I viewed the angles I need. I've made my decision.
Well, there you go. Many coaches have said that it's a sport of centimetres, millimetres and inches. And for Keenan Brown, that was a fabulous try in the corner. He managed to keep his foot in play. And Leigh strike twice in 4 minutes to go 10-0 in front.
Yeah, they do, Stu. Keenan Brown collects his 4th try this season. And it comes off the back of a penalty. I have to say, there was a passage of play in the build-up to this. It looked like a forward pass, it really did. But they get away with it, they play on. And Keenan Brown goes in the corner. And it's 10-0. And Sam Tompkins straight on top of the official.
Just in case he asks,
perhaps
Chris,
questioning
Tompkins, like,
the forward pass in the build-up to that play.
Matt straight off, done it.
There's the penalty as well to lifting.
Well, it was a late penalty as well, wasn't it? So
Straight off, done it.
I can understand why these Catalan players and the crowd might be getting more and more frustrated.
Yes,
Off the touchline again, O'Brien, and again the flags go up. That's a mighty, mighty kick. 2 off the touchline from Gareth O'Brien. 2 out of 2 for Gareth O'Brien, and Leigh at 12-0 in front.
Yeah, and 1,000 fans have made the trip over to the south of France, and they will be ecstatic of what they've seen, particularly in the last 15 minutes.
Well, just in case it is.
Trying both corners and converted as well.
Stay on.
Well, Makinson will get play underway again as we head into the last 5 minutes of the half. But Leigh have been patient. They've been given a piggyback by some penalties as well. A close call on a forward pass, but take nothing away from Keenan Brown. It was a fabulous finish.
Well, again, you've just got to play to the whistle, and you've got to be resilient enough and tough enough to have that next job mentality. The Leopards, credit to them, they carry on and they score points.
Forward. 4. Move, Julian. Back. Wait.
Well, they've taken control, haven't they? Frankie Holton there having a little word with Sam Tompkins.
Move now, away. Back. Move.
Pape at dummy half.
14. Middle.
Lamb it is, who lifts a high one towards Tompkins, takes it on his boot straps. A measure of control they have on this game.
Well, they do now with that 2-score buffer. Because again, for a long period of time in this opening 40 minutes, we thought it wasn't a clear runaway leader. In the last 10 minutes and the 2 tries from the Leopards.
Darrell Latour just pointing something out there to the referee, who's a Leigh player.
Just got to me, mate.
With Amila Hamley, who's got a cut over his left eye.
Yeah, tackle 2 there, innit?
Gareth O'Brien worryingly is down in back play. He looked like he may have a cut as well. O'Brien worryingly for Leigh. He's suffered
It's a glancing contact.
a series of concussions during his career, hasn't he? And that's the reason that he's missed the last 3 games too, because of concussion protocols. Back in it today. Let's have a look. Oh, it's a clash of heads, the 2 Leigh players. Friendly fire. Hanley and O'Brien with a clash of heads. Attempting to tackle Darrell Latour.
Yeah, they just spin around on that tackle.
Yeah.
And come together. Both players are split. No force in that.
Make sure you keep approaching me in the right way.
You have to go off and get assessed.
Perhaps both players will have to go off, and that's a concern for Adrian Lamb, but it's right on the edge of the eye socket, isn't it? Mulhern watching on. Jordan Desiree. They're coming on at some stage, I'm sure.
He spent the last 3 games on a loan spell at Castleford, but he's back as a Dragon. And they might need a big lift from him from the bench, but on comes Ben McNamara.
10 metres. Keep working.
Yeah, ideal replacement. They mentioned it's always a tough call, but the coaches are paid to make a tough call. Player of the match for Leigh in their win at Wakefield. Having to make do with a place on the bench, Ben McNamara, but the ideal replacement for Gareth O'Brien, who'll go off and be assessed, and we'll get views on that as soon as we can. So we're playing on 12-0, Leigh in front at the stand here by Brutus.
Tackle 2.
And the Catalan Dragons are going to have to do it the hard way once more. Here's Bousquet. Good tackle from Davis.
Yeah, silly there from Matt Davis.
You're back into it. You're moving backwards into it, Matt.
He goes for a low tackle on Bousquet, but makes no attempt to get up. De Costa jumps out, and he backs into him and gives a penalty away.
Matt, you can stand still, but you can't move.
Well, this is important now. See if there's any way through for Catalans. Seguier. They've got 3 minutes to go to half-time to try and get some points on the board. Here is Bousquet. Trout in there with the tackle along with Davis. Here is Luke Keary. Rouget trying to take the line on, and that may well have been caught high by Lachlan Lamb. So another penalty. There's been a lot of stoppages, hasn't there, for penalties in this game.
Back-to-back penalties here now for the Dragons, and it's their chance, their opportunity.
Well, that's it.
Inside the final couple of moments in this half.
When Leigh got back-to-back penalties, they cashed in with a try.
It's a neat little pass there from Partington to Bousquet, trying to get a quick rock.
As close as they've been all game. Pangai Jr. for the line and for the try. Tavita Pangai Jr. strikes for the Catalan Dragons, and they're back in it right on the stroke of half-time. Well, that was a try-scoring juggernaut. Tavita Pangai Jr.
Yeah, Adrian Lamb will be absolutely furious with Matt Davis, who gives away a costly penalty, backed up then by Lachlan Lamb, but this is just a big man. Direct hard carry, he's allowed a run up. The pass before that from Partington to Bousquet just created all sorts of havoc. And Pangai Jr. just so big, so strong, and such a threat near the line. And he's able to score an important try for the Dragons.
Well, we said he was going to be an important couple of minutes, didn't we, before half-time. When Leigh got back-to-back penalties, they scored a try. 10 penalties we've had in the first half.
And that's where most of the points have come from, off the back of penalties. But I just feel that Matt Davis penalty through the middle of the field was a needless, pointless one, in fact. A momentum swinger.
But Makinson missing with a penalty from not too far away from that spot, it must be said, in the early stages of the game. No problem this time for Tommy Makinson, so 12 points to 6 it is. And we talked about Leigh having a fair measure of control, and they did, but they don't now.
No, they don't, and that changes Joel Tompkins' team talk at half-time. You know, they probably feel they've been unlucky, although a couple of 50-50s have gone against them. But they're back in this contest, as we see down the clock, towards the end of the first 40, in a hot and humid evening.
I'll tell you what, it's been a really good watch. You know, they've given it their absolute everything, and you know, as we say, playing in temperatures of over 90 degrees and playing at the pace and the intensity that they're playing as well.
Yeah, correct. You know, it's a much better performance, a performance that sort of marries up with the names on the team sheet. This is a Leigh team that's been good value, and the Dragons have been up to it, haven't they?
You make a very good point, because all of a sudden the half-time team talk for both coaches completely changes. I'm not sure what they were trying to do there on the last. Danger, of course, it was picked up by McIntosh. It's still on the last. That was a gamble. The ball goes back to Hanley. He clips it over the top, and it's picked up by Tompkins. And Tompkins will now try to get away. All the fun of the fair in the closing 20 seconds of the half. I'm not sure what Catalan were doing on the last there. That was a gamble. It could have led to all sorts of problems. But in the end, all's well that ends well, especially for the Catalan Dragons at the end of what's been a pulsating first half in the heat of Perpignan.
Oh, it'd be enormous, wouldn't it? It'd be enormous for the playing group, for Joel Tompkins in his young senior coaching career.
Well, you mentioned Joel Tompkins. It's interesting. He's in charge until the end of the season, come what may. And he's also having a big say even now on recruitment for 2026. He's been asked to put together a document of proposals, which he's done for the owner and the club executives, and wholesale changes are on the way. But I think also a change in philosophy. They're going to go for, or hopefully go for, a younger age group, 22 to 27 years of age, trying to build for the future. And that would mean a big shift in what they've done, certainly over the past 4 or 5 years. So whatever happens, you know, whether he gets the job or not, he will be there next year, and he's going to have a say in what happens.
Yeah, well, oh, look, only time will tell with that, you know. You're right, he's been given to the end of the season. Well, if he can get his side performing, you know, that'll be a big shot in the arm for him. But it's the Leopards who are moving the ball early on in the piece.
Hanley it is, brought down. Good tackle from young Darrell Latour.
You Partington going looking there, trying to impose himself on Ethan O'Neill.
Ollie Partington, it was astonishing. I was having a look at the stats as O'Brien gets the kick away on the last. It's a really good kick, sends Sam Tompkins scrambling. Ollie Partington is now over 600 tackles for the season, by far the highest in Super League. And before this round, he was 60 tackles clear of the second place man, who was Jared O'Connor. That's just the amount of work that Ollie Partington puts in for Catalan. That's astonishing, the amount of tackles that he makes.
Yeah, he works incredibly hard, but he's probably doing too many tackles for his own liking and his team's. You know, if you're winning games and your attack's going well, you tend to make less tackles. I'll take nothing away from him. Very fit player and has subtle skills with the ball as well.
You would never trouble the leaderboard, would you, in your career?
For misses, yeah.
Last one. Tompkins gets the kick away. Couple of minutes gone in the second half. Got a good feeling about this, you know. I just think we're going to have a cracking 40 minutes. The sun has gone down a little bit behind the stands at the Stanfield Bear Brutus. Bit of shade here is new. Play on, says the referee.
David Armstrong's shoe getting some treatment in back play. Came out of that last contact a little bit gingerly, as O'Neill just looks to pinch 10 metres further up the field.
Another of the really good signings from left field, you have to say, Ethan O'Neill, but he's done a fine job for the Leigh Leopards so far this season. Middle inside the Catalan half. It comes to the last. O'Brien under pressure. Good kick away, and Tompkins taken off him there. Brilliant take from Hanley, but just couldn't get the ball out. That was a heck of a leap from Amila Hanley, and Tompkins was grateful to see him spin round and make the tackle.
Just outcompete Sam Tompkins there. He's trying to find the offload. Can't get it away.
Get square, back.
It's a wonderful take from Amila Hanley.
Who's become one of the first names on the team sheet. He's made that centre spot his own, hasn't he? Here is Tompkins now. Errors, too many errors from both sides, too many penalties given away. If they can tidy it up in the second half. Leigh it is, and here is Pangai Jr., the try scorer, and Da Costa. They're brought down by O'Brien. Catalan fans didn't like the challenge. A play on, and here is Daryl Latour, and now Makinson giving the ball a bit of air now.
Better from the Dragons there. Just playing off the back of Pangai Jr.'s offload.
Seguier it was. And now Busquets making good yardage into the Leigh half of the field. Gets the ball away. But after the referee had called hell, so it's the last one. Ball will find Luke Keary. Again, been quiet, hasn't he, Luke Keary, in this game. Kick goes up. Armstrong's okay, but you can see his right leg is strapped up, and it was a late call by Adrian Lamb, by the way, to play Armstrong. They wanted to make sure he was fully fit to play the game. Yet Bailey Hodgson was on standby just in case. But you can see why he wants to play David Armstrong there.
Oh, definitely, but I'm sure both the coach and the player would have communicated with one another. There's no player who'd really go out there if he wasn't absolutely fit for this game.
Go free.
McIntosh.
Go for Marquez.
Oh, good stuff there. Irrepressible.
How good is this man?
Brilliant offload again, and now they're trying to create space on this right-hand side. Here is Hanley for the Leigh Leopards. Good scrambling defence from Keary and Daryl Latour. Last play, and it's Lamb who puts the pressure on Tompkins once more. Ball is batted back, but it's picked up by Leo Daryl Latour, and Catalans survive again. It's been a fast start to the second half from the Leigh Leopards. Tompkins there.
A couple of big players in that set there from the left centre.
Penalty. Penalty for offside. Bit of relief for Catalan, because it's been a strong start, hasn't it, to the second half from Adrian Lamb's side.
Edwin Pape there just showing everybody what he can do if you give him the space. So dynamic out of that 9. He runs more than any other 9 in the competition. And he's got such power behind him as well. He can leave devastation behind him.
Perhaps room for more runs from dummy half in the second half.
Maybe so.
In mind the heat.
Yeah, no, maybe so. But again, it's a yardage penalty that's gifted the Dragons an opportunity inside of Leigh's half.
Busquets gets the offload out, picked up by Cesar Rouget. If you are just joining us, Rouget preferred scrum half. BO5 dropped by the interim coach Joel Tompkins. Keary now looking for willing runners, finds it with Sirinin. Sirinin does really well. Eventually brought down by Leigh. But here comes Pangai Jr. again, charging for the line, and Gareth O'Brien feeling the full force of Tavita Pangai Jr. On we go with Keary, right in front of the post. Last one. Busquets goes to the line, and rather a wasted last tackle play, you feel there. Da Costa and Busquets, where it would have been surely better to try and get the ball out wide. Great defensive set again from Leigh on this occasion, but a missed chance for the home side.
Yeah, but a chance to build pressure, Stuart. They tried to go for the power play and just bully and force the way over the line. Adrian Lamb's men have all the answers to it. But the right edge put them under all sorts of pressure, and a wonderful line there from Bailey Sirinin.
Ben McNamara is on, so is Alec Tritavake for the Leigh Leopards.
Move, Julian! All the way to Vita.
Lamb is at dummy half. It's McNamara with the run.
5.
And here is Tritavake. Plays the ball quickly. It's already the last as O'Brien goes high once more. Well taken by Tommy Makinson, but that set seemed to whiz by. A quick set from Leigh, and decent kick away as well. Yeah, Edwin Pape having a rest, which is why Ben McNamara is back on the field for for Catalan. Here is Nick Cottridge. McNamara and Davis are in there with the tackle. And considering the heat, it's still been played at quite a pace, isn't it? Tompkins. Oh, that's a good inside ball. Now, chance here maybe for Tompkins on the inside. Has he got the legs? He may not have the legs, but I'll tell you who does have the legs. It's Tommy Makinson with a fabulous Catalan try out of absolutely nothing. And that's more like the Catalan Dragons that we've come to know over the past few years in Super League. Makinson finishes off a stormer, and it is game on in Perpignan.
Oh, goodness me. All the big players showed up to the party on this play. Partington back inside to Keary, who gives the ball to Tompkins and the ankle tap, but then the skill and the ability to float that over the top to Tommy Makinson, who gets over in the corner. A wonderful interplay there between Partington and Luke Keary. Tompkins pushing up through the middle and Makinson in support to bring this game back into win 2 points. An important kick to come for sure.
What a pass though from Tompkins. I mean, that was a set play, wasn't it? Brilliant from Partington and from Keary. It's Makinson who'll celebrate, but just shows the value of Sam Tompkins. That was a fantastic pass.
Yeah, it was obviously a pre-planned move. Partington to Keary, and then they're all flooding through. Tompkins, again, that skill of that pass can't be undersold on the back of an ankle tap, falling to ground.
Tommy Makinson with his 4th try, and he's now just 1 try behind Jermaine McGilvray, would you believe, joint 6th place all-time Super League try scorers. Makinson's 195th.
Yes.
Had some important kicks. This is one of them. To level the game just before half-time.
Thanks, mate.
Leigh had control, leading 12-0. Makinson with the opportunity to make it 12-12. It looks good, you know. It looks good. It looks very good. What a kick off the touchline from Tommy Makinson. And what a game we have now at the stand. Gilbert Brutus.
Yeah, we're all square with half an hour to go. A wonderful drive from Makinson. And an equally important and brilliant conversion from the sideline to lock us in at 12-all.
Well, there was a late hit, wasn't there, on Ollie Partington as he got the ball out inside to Luke Keary.
Yeah, to Tavaki, just Liam Rush just having a word with him and just saying, that's been noted, steady on.
Yeah, good refereeing. 12-all. And here is Jordan Desiree on for the Catalan Dragons.
An important afternoon for Desiree. Shipped out on loan. Gets an opportunity back in Joel Tompkins' side.
Well, a chance to re-establish himself.
Yeah.
In the pecking order. Satai is back on as well. The big men are on for the Dragons after a big moment and a big try. And here is Tompkins now. It's a good kick, isn't it? Really good kick over the winger, eventually picked up by Keenan Brown. But the chase is good. The chase is very, very good. And Rouget and Da Costa bring down the Leigh winger.
An interesting choice from Tompkins there, just kicking on tackle 3, trying to find space behind the right edge winger.
McNamara at dummy half, then going to Pape off for a rest. Here is the try scorer, Tessie New. Catalan's best performance for many weeks. You have to go back nearly 2 months since their last win, and it was at home to Wakefield. And they won, you may remember, in golden point extra time. It was Remus Smith who got the try. If you're wondering why he isn't playing today, HIA concussion protocols. There's the kick downfield from Lockie Lamb, and it's a great kick. And Tompkins, oh, he has to scramble and just about get back into play. What a kick from Lamb. Tompkins so nearly misread it, but rescued the situation. But that was an absolute cracker from the Leigh number 7.
Tompkins just urging that ball to roll over the sideline.
Time off, tackle 2.
Daryl Acor, who's down.
Time off, tackle 2.
He just dips his head straight into the midsection of Ethan O'Neill.
Live, I've got that he just ducks straight into his body.
You just hear the ball carrier just puts his head in a difficult place. There's nothing in that tackle. We talk about big bodies. Look at the size of those two men waiting to come back.
The little rest for Bousquet and Pangai Jr. There is Owen Trout.
No foul play in the
Thoroughly deserved, by the way, Sean Wayne's call up into the England squad.
Oh yeah, look, he's been fantastic. You know, he's one game away from 50 appearances for the Leigh club. His 5th straight game in the back row, showing his versatility. Good defender, tough player.
12 all.
Okay, let's go. Tackle 2, let's go. Go 2.
And we're underway once more.
Cheers, Chris. 3. Move now and square. Hold. Go 3. 4.
Yeah, puts a lot of work in, doesn't he, Ethan O'Neill? He's there again involved. McNamara eventually making the tackle. Here is Satai. His future beyond this year is still unclear. He won't be short of suitors, that's for sure. Da Costa finds Rouget. Wasn't the best of kicks. It was a monster pass though, wasn't it, from Armstrong to Keenan Brand.
Go on. Alex, straight out.
Darnell McIntosh.
Still one.
Manages to get the ball free. Is it a penalty given away by Luke Keary?
Downtown player. Ben McNamara. Yeah.
Or is it a penalty given away by Ben McNamara? It's a penalty. Leigh thought they'd been awarded the penalty, didn't they, when the referee's whistle went? Kyle?
Leigh Rush is saying that Ben McNamara was in front of the play of the ball when he takes possession. The penalty's been given in favour of the Dragons. Maybe. Take 2, yeah.
I think we're going to.
I was just thinking there, and then Sam Tompkins throws the hand up in the air.
Yeah. Where I am now.
Leigh Rush said that Ben McNamara was in front of the play of the ball when he received that offload and puts himself in an offside position, and then maybe it might end up being the Catalan Dragons 55 minutes in take the lead for the first time this afternoon.
It was interesting when the whistle went, Leigh was celebrating. They thought they got a penalty.
Well, to be honest, I did as well at first.
That's fine.
I think we all did. They were 12-0 down. A chance now to go ahead.
Again, I mentioned Leigh's form coming into this one, Stuart. Wins, yes, and you're right to mention wins, and it is important to collect 2 points. Nobody remembers rounds 14, 15 towards the back end of the season, but the manner sometimes of how you win can paint a picture for what's to come. And 4-point victories over Wakefield and Huddersfield, and they're now looking at potentially being 2 points behind here as Makinson lines this one up.
And there it is, Tommy Makinson.
Oh, he's missed.
Hit the post, but it looked like he was going through the post, but even worse for the Catalan. It was a bad miss from Makinson, but Leigh get the ball back. That's a big moment in this game. Make a note of that, 55 minutes.
Tommy, that is a big, big miss. And Leigh will look to capitalise on this. How important will that one be?
Well, it could be a huge moment, really could. When the ball left his boot, it looked like it was sailing through, but it just hooked left, didn't it? Hit the inside of the post, and as I say, luck favouring Leigh. The bounce of the ball, they get the ball back. Last one as McNamara feeds Lamb, who gets the kick away. But yeah, it just goes to show, doesn't it? It's a strange old game. Makinson landing an absolute beauty off the touchline to make it 12 all, and then one virtually in front of the post. And
he's kicked the hardest one, hasn't he?
Absolutely. Beauty of sport. Certainly of this sport that we love so much. 57 minutes on the clock, so we are still level. But we made a big note of that Makinson miss.
Yeah, it could be costly. I think the one good thing about being out there is you quickly erase that and you get after the next part. And Desiree, his job is to just roll forward, find his front, get a quick play of the ball.
And he's done that since he's been on. Here is Carey. Gets the ball away. McIntosh lays it up for his fellow winger, Keenan Brand. Here is New. Does well. Power and pace from Tessie New, and he was nearly away down that left-hand side. It was Rouget who made the tackle. New complaining, the Catalan fans behind him complaining, all on their feet. All the emotion now, and it's beginning to heat up on the field as if it isn't hot enough already.
Well, they know this game is locked in, and then Leigh look to move the ball out to the right. This is an important victory if the home team can get it. However, Leigh, they are chasing for points up the table. O'Brien to Lamb.
And the space maybe again. Armstrong through the gap, and that did look forward to McIntosh. Play on, says the referee. Lou is there looking for it. Tessie New, picked up by Rouget, who does really well. Fantastic play from Cesar Rouget. Here is Daryl Latour, and that was a brilliant passage of play from both sides.
Yeah, it sure was. The attack from Leigh, the offload from Armstrong looked a little bit forward, but they get away with it. But Cesar Rouget, what a play that is. A massive, massive play.
Well, especially with Tessie New breathing down your neck.
He does ever so well there to beat a second defender.
Oh, this is a cracking game, isn't it? Really, really good. Approaching the hour. 12 apiece. Desiree.
Go 5.
It is the last one, but here is the kick from McIntosh, and look at that.
From, a big effort, that. It really is.
Yeah, fantastic effort. Well, the kick went up. And Leigh has it back. And they also have a penalty.
Oh, that's a killer. Yeah, this has been a common theme for both teams, hasn't it? All evening, as the water breaks get called once more. 1 hour on the clock.
Yeah. Everyone's just going to have a cool down for a couple of minutes.
I think we need one as well.
Yes. Yeah, it's been absolutely terrific, relentless. So the entertainment they've managed to serve up in the heat of Perpignan for sure. But the try from Makinson, the goal from Makinson, and then the missed penalty from Makinson. Makinson is the story.
Well, hero or villain? I think you picked that one. The next 20 minutes will tell us.
Everything okay, Jeff?
You see the tries early on in the first half. Tessie New and Keenan Brand in both corners before Tavita Pangai Jr. crashes over. The pick of the afternoon was Makinson's try, and he converted it from the sideline, but the most important kick, he hits the steel.
Yeah. It's a warm day at the stand Gilbert Brutus. The action's been pretty hot as well. We have got 20 minutes to go.
Yeah, and just thinking as well on a Leigh perspective, how important that Gareth O'Brien has passed that HIA with his boot. in a clutch moment. We've seen it before. We've seen it before.
How many times did Gareth O'Brien won games for clubs he's played for? Yeah, the big moment of the match, Tommy Makinson's missed penalty from right in front of the post. Catalan would have led for the first time, ifs and buts and coulds and shoulds and the odd maybe.
Yeah, look, he misses one earlier in the piece, doesn't he, as well? But it's just that what that would have done in terms of momentum for the Dragons to go ahead for the first time in the contest. Just giving away a penalty just before that water break. And they're able to be invited into Catalans' half and start this set.
Austin and Gary there complaining. A little bit of a high shot. Street of Arcade. Midway inside the Catalan half. McNamara at dummy half. Well read, wasn't it? Rouget on his opposite number, Lamb. Eventually plays the ball, McNamara. And Gary once more. Match winner at Wakefield. Will it be a match winner in Perpignan? Couple of tackles left in this set for Leigh. That's Tessie New. Barges off. One challenge. Gets the ball back now for Armstrong. Dangerous with ball in hand. They've got numbers on this right-hand side. Hanley cuts inside. Siranin can't make the tackle. Eventually comes in and does help. Last tackle for Leigh, and O'Brien it is, who chipped it towards the try line. Ball goes up, and it's Rouget. He's been terrific.
Yeah, he's been sensational.
In all aspects of the game. It was always going to be a gamble, wasn't it, for Joel Tompkins to drop Theo Farge, but...
This is only his 6th appearance for the young Frenchman. And you think about what that would have done to him, his confidence at 22 years old. And he's came back. He's replaced Theo Farge. And he's been exceptional.
Yes.
Go for it.
Pangai Jr. is back on.
Go for it.
Here is Desiree. Runs into O'Neill and Tweet of Arce. It's already the last one.
40 with 10 minutes.
Kick away. Taken by Keenan Brand. Running across that defensive line. Eventually brought down. Siranin with the first effort. Seguier with the second.
It was a good defensive set from Leigh. The Dragons kicking the ball from inside their own 30. Tessie New gets his hands on the ball once more. And we're locked in at 12-all, and the stats reflect that. There's nothing between these two sides. Missed tackles, meters made. All the metrics are pretty square, but the main one as well, that being on the bottom left hand of your screen. Pape back out there.
Yeah, given a 10-minute breather, Edwin Pape, but back on for the finale. And the pass inside goes to ground. It's a knock-on. A mistake this time from Leigh. The clock is ticking and we're still level.
And the inside ball there from Lamb to Armstrong. Just isn't quite executed. It was the right idea as the heat takes over. Tired bodies out there, Stu.
Yeah.
Inside balls.
Maguire looks like he's hurt his hamstring. See there, the right hamstring packed full of ice. Ball is out. There is Pangai Jr. Plays the ball on halfway. Little slip pass for Jordan Desiree. Often and Gary makes the tackle. 15 minutes to go. Kiri. And Bryan it was with the tackle. They go to the short side. Daryl Lacour looks to offload. Can't. Last one. But it's a poor one.
Loose.
It's picked up by Desiree, and it's Tompkins eventually who gets the kick away towards this far corner. Taken by Armstrong. And they made a mess of that last tackle. Play, and Armstrong's away. Danger. David Armstrong, and Tompkins was the last man at home.
An important tackle there from Sam Tompkins. There was some poor defence there on the kick chase through the middle. Armstrong was just able to race away 30 metres before pulled down by Tompkins, but the danger's not over yet. Pape straightens up.
Going to be a terrific finish at the stand, Gilbert Brutus. Still can't separate them. Leigh looking ominous. Pangai Jr. it was.
Oh, he's completely taken him out.
Well, then a late hit by Tavita Pangai Jr.
It was a wonderful pass. That has to be said. O'Brien, goodness me. It's a big man on O'Brien there. He definitely hits him late. Make no mistake about that. He catches him true.
Adrian Landers looking on.
Maybe a bit of bother here, Stu.
I'm just going to have a look. It's interesting. It looks like the Catalan are challenging about the lateness of the tackle now.
Pangai Jr.
Committed.
He makes contact there on O'Brien. Can we just run it back, please, and play it full speed? Just play it full speed, please. Okay, the ball has gone, and there is contact with the head as well. So it's going to be challenge unsuccessful, and it's going to be a sin bin for Pangai Jr.
Well, you can hear there Chris Kendall, the video referee, with the verdict. It was a strange captain challenge, I have to say.
Yeah,
At 10 minutes in the sin bin, Kyle Amell.
Yeah, I think it is as well. Look, it is late. There's a lot of force in there. It catches O'Brien in the head. And again, it's discipline that may go on to cost Joe Tompkins' improved side. Loads of positives here to take out of it. The game is far from done. There's 14 minutes left. It's at 1,000 miles an hour, I understand that. But he was committed. The ball had left O'Brien's hand. And Pangai Jr. has to sit down for 10 minutes. And a penalty given away. We saw Makinson. It might be a little bit far out in terms of having a shot at goal.
Thanks, mate. It's 45 out, innit?
Well, Sky Sports, just to reiterate what you were saying before about winning, and a win is a win is a win. Sky Sports Rugby League statistician Ian Proctor has been telling us that Leigh have won 5 matches this season by 4 points or less.
Yeah, you go back to round 1, 1-0 against Wigan. A couple in most recent weeks, so they've got experience. They know how to win these close encounters. But it is flirting with them. I'm sure Adrian Lamb, when we get to speak to him later on, if they are to go on and win this game, I think he'd rather...
It looks like they're going for 2.
Yeah. I think he'd rather be a bit more daylight between them.
Well, is it going to be a tale of the 2 kickers? Tommy Makinson, after 55 minutes, missing a penalty from virtually in front of the post. And here is Gareth O'Brien with a penalty to put Leigh in front for about 45 yards out. 2 kicks so far off either touchline from O'Brien. It's got the distance.
Oh, he's hit the post as
well. But Leigh have got the ball back. Incredible, they reacted first. It hit the uprights, but Leigh with a chance now. It was 4 points. It might now be an opportunity for a try. The ball was bouncing around all over the place. Leigh were looking for a knock-on. Lamb managed to dive on the ball. Well, you need a bit of luck to win rugby league games. Leigh gonna have it, but they reacted brilliantly. Oh! looked like Mulhern was close to the try line there. Or was it O'Neill? Plays the ball! And there is the try again from Offengowie! The referee will send this upstairs, but he was the winner. Joe Offengowie against Wakefield a week ago. Is he going to be the winner again for Leigh? On field, it's a try. Chris Kendall will make the call.
Okay, so we have a video call. Can we look at camera 4 to begin with, please? I just want to check that he takes possession of the ball and that there's no bobble. Can we just go to camera 4, please? Okay, just go back slightly, please. I just want to make sure it's not lost and turn the camera on, please, from here. Just take it back. Okay, go slower now, please. Okay, he's taken cleanly. Okay, now to the corner, please. It's camera... Yes, please. Camera 6.
I know it's not going through, mate. Just one thing, on the goal line, just make sure you stay 10 metres from me. All right.
Clear in possession. Have we got anything else, please? I just need to confirm that the ball gets to the ground, please. Taken cleanly. Still in possession. He's still in possession. Have we got anything else? I can't. Okay, given that those two angles are the best I've got, I can't see the ball on the ground, but we have a live call of try, so I have insufficient evidence to overturn the live call of try. Try.
Well, it's a big call, isn't it? Did Joe Offengowie get the ball down? You heard Chris Kendall there saying that he had insufficient evidence to overrule the on-field call of a try. Yeah. And Leigh get the luck. O'Brien's penalty bounces up the uprights. 2 points missed. 4 points taken.
Yeah, you're right. The Leopards have rolled their luck. The post is O'Brien's friend. And then Lamb, he's able to regather off his boot on the left edge of the field before Offengowie gets the ball down in Liam Rush's eyes.
3 tries in 5 games now for Joe Offengowie, but he scored the winning try at Wakefield. This may yet prove to be the winning try again. We shall see. O'Brien hit the upright from 45 yards out. He makes no mistake from 10 yards out. And Leigh goes 6 points clear.
12 minutes left in this game, but that try, you just feel, really is going to hurt the Dragons.
What's your verdict?
I actually don't think he gets that ball down, but it doesn't matter. Liam Rush is in the right place. He has the best view. The video referee, he couldn't find evidence to overturn it, so you have to go with the on-field call. I've said a number of times they've rolled the luck, the Leopards, in this game. And they're leading by 6 points, which is very difficult to do, regardless of how you do it in the south of France.
You're winning. Doesn't matter how many points you win by, but you're winning. And you know, that stat of Leigh winning 5 games by 4 points or less, this one might be by 6 points. We shall see. But Catalan have got 10 minutes to come again.
Yeah, they have. And they have the capabilities to do that. As McIntosh just explores that right edge into Nick Cottridge. He gets up awkwardly out of that. Here comes Tessie New.
Clear.
The elusive Edwin Apapi. Boy, is he elusive. Terrific once again from Apapi. Looks like he's got a smile on his face as he's running forward.
You just love to have him in your team, whoever you follow.
Now look at them close to their own line. We've got a long way to go. Makinson trying to make inroads. Tessie New with the tackle. We've had some drama, we've had some controversy, had some great tries.
Oh, a great game as well here, Stu. Really enjoyed this one, but it's not over yet.
Pate with the tackle on Tompkins. And Daryl Latour acquitted himself really well. Keary. Now they're looking for a way through. There is Makinson. Nowhere to go. But finds Sato, brought down just over halfway by Mulhern. Last one.
Boot.
Yeah, off the side of the boot.
Doesn't get it clean.
It bounces into touch. It was Cockridge with the kick. Clock is ticking on the Catalan Dragons. Leigh will go third in the Super League table. Leigh won the last 4 against Catalan, by the way.
Well, they haven't won it yet. There's still 8 minutes to go.
Indeed.
And the Dragons will roll the dice. They're going to have to.
They've run away at Wigan, Castleford, Salford, Huddersfield and Wakefield so far, Leigh, but they've got a massive few weeks coming up, the Leigh Leopards. They face Leeds, Wigan, Hull KR, Saints, Warrington, Leeds again and Hull.
Oh, look out.
But now they're coming again. Armstrong get raised with the break. They've got the legs to go around Tompkins. Armstrong will win it for the Leigh Leopards. David Armstrong with a sensational try, and that should do it. You give him an inch, you give him a mile, and Armstrong with the pace to go round Tompkins. And a 5th Super League try of the season for the Leigh #1. And that should be job done.
Oh, he said he had pace to burn. We threatened it about 15 minutes ago, and Sam Tompkins pulled him down. But there was no chance in this foot race. Stands him up. Tompkins shows him the outside. And Armstrong hits the afterburners, leaves Tompkins for dead. And wins this game, you feel, with 7 minutes left, the kick to come. It's probably a hill too far to climb for the Dragons, who are staring down the barrel of a 6th straight loss in the Super League. It was Leigh that started it all off at Magic Weekend with that 26-24 win. And they inflict the latest episode right the next page. And they are loving it.
David Armstrong is showing once again no substitute for sheer pace.
Oh, it's the most exciting asset in sport, regardless of what it is. Speed kills. 2 tries last week and a massive score, and you just can't help but think back to the damage to Vita Pangai Jr. 10 minutes in the bin, and Leigh have hit them with 2 tries in that time.
He's a wounded warrior with Gareth O'Brien, and he's played a big part for the Leigh Leopards this afternoon, unable to land from the touchline on this occasion. There was 6 minutes to go, 22 points to 12. They've had a little bit of luck, haven't they? The Leigh Leopards, but they've taken their chances.
You go well early, put the kicker off, he's taking the conversion again, you can go back. Because 3 of them won straight across the box.
Gareth O'Brien might be needing some running repairs. I'm not sure what's happening here. Taking the kick again here, Carl. Just waiting for the referee also to send the Catalan players back behind the sticks. The Catalan fans certainly not enjoying the decision. But O'Brien will get another go at it.
We've been told that it was one of the Dragons players who runs forward and put Gareth O'Brien off that kick, that initial kick. And he gets a retake, a shot, and he nails it this time.
Oh, well, there you go. To add salt in the wounds for our rugby union charging the kick. That seems to be what's happened while Liam Rush has given O'Brien another crack. And it's 24 points to 12. And it really does hurt the Dragons even more.
Yeah, that yellow card, their inability to defend with 12 men.
Hasn't gone.
Atkinson's kick doesn't go.
Still not gone. Still not gone.
Yeah, just to make things worse. Another penalty to Leigh from the kick-off. And with 5 minutes to go. Listen, Catalan have given it absolutely everything. They've got a winnable game next week, of course, against Huddersfield. And they've stunned Warrington this weekend. And then it gets harder, doesn't it? Wakefield, Warrington, Hull, KR and Wigan. It's not going to get any easier for sure.
Well, the league table tells you it's a winnable game, but look, Huddersfield pushed the champions all the way. Dismantled Warrington. They'll be confident coming up against the Dragons on their own patch. Pangai Jr. into the final minute of his 10 minutes off the field due to that late hit.
Yeah, I mean, the late hit, he went to the sin bin, but then all that developed after that with the penalty which came off the uprights and led eventually to a try. But yeah, as I mentioned earlier, it doesn't get any easier, does it, for Leigh over the next 5 or 6 weeks. But it's been a great day for them in the south of France, and it may be about to get a little better as McIntosh trying to fashion another try in these closing stages, met by another crunching tackle from Partington, but offloads to McNamara. McNamara goes on his own for the try line.
Back 4. Wait.
Right on the line. Well, is that a try? It was just short there. It looked like Frankie Holton, wasn't it? Right in front of the line. The referee, Liam Rush, is just going to send this upstairs. No try. I don't think Holton thinks he scored anyway, but we'll have a look.
And a shake of the head, give it away.
Yeah, whether he gets to the line, if not, whether there's any double movement.
We'll look at this angle, but I think camera 6 is probably going to be the only one that I can see the ball and the line. Holton in possession. Okay, you know, let's run this back and see. We have a live call of no try for short. So let's just check on this. Go slow, please. He's in possession. Does the ball ever get to the line? Okay, it's hard to tell from that, from an angle that's behind. If we go to camera 6. Holton in possession. Okay, again, given we have a live call of no try, I have insufficient evidence to say that the ball gets to the line.
Well, it was set up as no try. That is the decision that the video referee Chris Campbell has come up with again. I think Frankie Holton as well knew that he was short of the line.
You've still got a couple of plays left.
Just short of the line, mate. No, just short of the line.
Oh, he's got to play it on the line.
Yeah, it's Frankie. Wait there, Frankie. Throw the ball when you're ready. Time back on, go 4.
Eventually we get back underway.
Held! Release!
For the Gary again.
Play the ball.
Proves him.
Back 4. Go 5.
Be a big player in this match for Leigh. That's O'Neill, it is going to the line. It was Hamley with the pass and it stopped just on the line. They won't mind too much about that. Samita Pangai Jr. is back on, but it was his late hit and the sin bin that kind of all unravelled for Catalan.
Yeah, it's disappointing for them because we were right in this contest all the way up until that point. A costly card there for Tavita Pangai Jr. But let's play credit to Leigh. They were able to capitalise, take their opportunities and register 2 quick scores inside that 10-minute period. They did it in the first half, scored 2 tries inside a 10-minute period from period 30 to 40. Done it again in the second half.
Still 3. 4. Move, Tess. Back. Back, Ben. Go off.
There's a mistake here, Julian Busquet.
Well, they kind of ran out of steam. You look back at the penalty attempt by Tommy Makinson, which would have given them the lead, and you just don't know how the game would have developed from there, but you felt that it was a significant move.
Yeah, it was. Look, make no mistake about that. It would have been 14-12. The Dragons just had the wind behind them there in terms of momentum and gaining belief.
Time off, 10 seconds.
And then just as sport sometimes as a cruel twist of fate, it would be the Leigh Leopards that would strike next, hit the post, but play on off the back of it and register a score.
Hanley it is brought down. Daryl Latour and Pangai Jr. Yeah, it was a key 10 minutes. It was the 10 minutes that has undoubtedly settled this game. Last couple of minutes. McNamara finds O'Brien inside. It goes for Armstrong. Ball goes to ground, and Catalan will come up with it. But this is going to be a massive win for the Leigh Leopards. And you know, yet again, they found a way, Kyle Oval.
Yeah, they have, and look, you know, they collect them 2 points, they head further up the table. They've been great value since the return to the top level under Adrian Lamb. You know, a lot was made about the players and the personnel that they lost after season 2024. And the recruits that they've brought in certainly haven't missed a beat.
On the other side, it's certainly been Catalan's best performance for a good 5 or 6 weeks, hasn't it? So something maybe to build on. Yeah, there's going to be a penalty to Leigh. I think obstruction wasn't there in back play as Daryl Latour was going through. Defeat it may be for their interim coach Joel Tompkins, but you've got to say that the performance will please him immensely, the effort that they put in.
Yeah, no, look, there's an improvement in there. You know, I thought Sejan Roos has certainly added into this team this afternoon. Daryl Latour as well. I think a lot of the players, those key senior players that perhaps were underperforming, have had a decent crack at it this afternoon. A lot of penalties given away from both sides, and that's pretty much where most of the points have came off the back of. But the yellow card was just too much for Joel Tompkins' side.
Well, this will be the last act of the game. Gareth O'Brien, who's made a terrific return to the Leigh side. He missed 3 weeks because of HIA protocols, but his boot has been all important today, and Leigh have got the job done, and Leigh go 3rd in the Super League table, beating the Catalan Dragons by 26 points to 12.
Yeah, they've collected 2 points here, an important 2 points as well. And having Gareth O'Brien back into the mix certainly helps Adrian Lamb. His kick-in this afternoon was top quality, registering a couple of points to his name as well with those conversions. You have to feel a little bit for the Dragons, who put in a decent effort, one that's been lacking for many, many weeks. They've fallen short, and Adrian Lamb will be delighted to get back on the plane. Arrived in the south of France early this week. He was taking this preparations for this game head on, and it's paid dividends for them.
Yeah, absolutely. It was the try from Tessie New which started it after half an hour. Keenan Brand got another 4 minutes later. Tavita Pangai Jr.'s try in the stroke of half-time gave Catalan hope. They were level soon after. A brilliant move involving Partington, Keary and Tompkins, 12 apiece, and former Wigan teammates there, of course, Josh Charnley and Sam Tompkins having a chat in the middle of the pitch. Charnley part of the Leigh squad, not featuring today, but